Okay, so what I want to do, I've been noticing that this model here, the UVs kind of suck in some spots, and I've already textured it, and I think if I hit 6, you can't see anything here because I've got a different shader on, okay. But I've noticed that I want to change my UVs, and I've already committed a lot of texturing to those UVs, so this might be like a two-parter video, but we'll see. If I go in here to the UVs and I look at my UV editor, and I look at my model, okay, there's the little stress button here, shows me the stress. And there's little bits of stress here and there on the legs and stuff like that, but I notice that my nose and around my eyes and my mouth, I'm not utilizing texture space really well. So here's what I'm thinking. What I'm going to do is, first off, I'm just going to take this model and I'll go File, and I'll do a quick export selection. Make sure this is good. We'll call this body. Okay, body. I'll call it 3 in this case. Got a few of these floating around. So I've exported that out, and then I can do some UV changes. So the first UV changes, let's just go in here and I'm going to grab all these and I'll just go right click, oh crap, do UV shell, and I'll move these over using the arrow keys, and that's moved them over a Udim. If you do want to see more Udim space, if you go in here to your grid, you can change your grid, so grid length and width 1, okay, grid line every 1. So if I go in here and I give this a 10, just hit apply there, and so now I can see more Udims. And what is it? If I go in here, grid numbers, okay, if I go in here, subdivision lines, I can go in and change this color. Let's try and make this something like this, see what happens when I hit apply. Nothing. Subdivision lines, actually I don't have any subdivision lines. Grid numbers, grid lines. Okay, that's too many. Switch this back. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Axis tile lines. Okay, and the tile lines. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this right now. I can kind of see this. I think. Oh, it's because I don't have the tile lines on. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Something like this. Okay. Maybe not that kind of neutral gray, just something that stands out a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to hit apply and close. Cool. And so that goes out 10 this way, and that's all you can really fit in Mari if you're going to use Mari, so you only want to go 10. Anyway, I put this over here, and then if I go into modify, I can go ahead to normalize, and in normalize there's a preserve the aspect ratio, and you hit apply, and it'll fit right into the 0 to 1 area. The only problem is that some of the UVs will go right onto the UV edge, and both Zbrush and I think Mari doesn't like that much either. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to scale these down a little bit, just so it's off the edge. Okay, and I can do the same thing here. Grab these and I'll right click to UV shell, and I'm just going to hit my move tool, or I just hit my arrow keys. Also too, if this doesn't move exactly 1 unit, it's because in this UV toolkit that's hidden down here, the move is set to 0.1 by default. I've changed mine to 1. So when I hit this, arrow keys there, modify, normalize, and then I'll just shrink it down just a little bit. And I'll do my little trick again to UV shell, arrow, arrow, over here, and then if I go and I hit modify and I normalize, scale. And actually, I just noticed something. I probably want to put the head right here just because there, so I move them all over. This head, though, the head's bothering me, so when I was looking at this, there's these stressed out pieces. So first off, let's get rid of that, and I'll move this over here. So I'm just thinking about this mouth area here, and I noticed that I cut my UVs further into the mouth, and I've kind of got a bunch of wasted texture space right there. If I go in and I grab the edges there, so you got an edge loop that's going around this area. What if I go and I grab that one, double click, and I'm just gonna cut that, And so that's inside the mouth. It's going to be hard to detect if I have a seam issue here. Okay, and I'll just double click and I'll move this thing over here for a moment. Okay, and I'll paste that onto the mouth in a moment. Also around the eyes, I was having a problem, and you can totally see the nose is an issue. Okay. And I can't seem to see my border edges really well, so I'm going to go here to Display, Polygons, and I'll put on my texture borders, and right there, bloop, so I can see what the hell I'm looking at. And these ones went in a bit too far too, so I'm thinking this might look a bit better, because I can see a lot of stressed action happening here. Okay, so if I take that and I cut it, grab this UV action here. Oh, I think I might have cut something extra. Looks like I got an extra edge loop that I wasn't paying attention to. Oh, we'll see in a minute. Oh yeah, there's another one right there. Okay, cool. So I've got a problem here. I'll just turn this off so you can see it. So I got these extra ones here. If I just go to UVs and I grab this whole area, under cut and sew, there's the sew, and when that does, that'll bring everything in, so that's bad. And then further down there's merge, and the merge has a threshold on it, so only the ones that are within a little, a close distance will merge together, so that works better. And I'll do the same thing over here. Take that one, does the same thing. I'm just going to cut it so I can get the UV edge off of it, double click. And what didn't work here? That edge loop wasn't a happy edge loop. And we're not seeing anything update here. Why not? Oh, it's because I'm on the same freaking eye. Okay, zoom in, and when I double click on this one, there we go. So that comes off. Whoop! And I'll do the same thing again where I grab all these UVs and I'll go into cut, sew, and hit the merge. Done. Okay, and if I go in here, I do believe... Is that one of my eye patches? No, it might be a nose patch. How about this one? There's eye patches. There two on top of each other or something. It looks like there's two on top of each other. So I'll double click, take one of these, double click, and if I move it. Okay, there we go. And if I take these edges and I go ahead and use my move and sew button, smaller one, move to the bigger one. Take these and go and switch to modify, use the unfold. Make sure I turn off pack so it doesn't move anything around. Boop! There. And I can retexture this quite easily and no one will notice. Do the same thing here. Go ahead and hit move and sew. And I'll make sure pack is off. Done. Okay, and I could change that and scale it a bit to... Come on! There. Maybe this one, I'll make it kind of a smaller size. Okay. And then, what is it? There's a mouthpiece over here. So if I go in and I grab these edges, try to figure out where they go. So that's the whole mouth. I'm just trying to figure out which one would be the edge loop. So if I double click on, say, this one, can't tell. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is split them in half. Double click, and I'll cut those. And I'll just go in here to the edge, and I'm just going to see what happens if I use move and sew. And it sewed together a bunch of stuff I didn't want it to sew together. Let's actually try this, and I'll just deselect these edges here, and I'll go ahead and try it again. Bloop, one little piece. Grab those UVs, and I got my unfold options there. And I'll go in here and do the same kind of thing. Here, deselect, and then apply. Oh, not apply. Move and sew. Grab the UVs and hit apply and unfold. Okay, great. So those are set up. What other stress do I have to worry about? It's the nose. So the stuff inside the eyes, no one's going to notice. The ears, hard to say. But this nose is pretty red. It's too big for this face to be in the center here. So, and I don't have the greatest topology to cut edges from. Some of these start to stretch and stuff, so I'm just going to have to pretend that's the way I wanted it. So what is it? That one goes around here. What about this one? That one goes to there, there to there. Got a lot of poles along this little route. Okay, and I'm gonna go and take this one and let's go up to here. And I'm gonna go to, say, maybe here. And if I go across to here, there, something like that. And I'm gonna cut that. Actually, did I get all the inside of the nose? I did. So I'm gonna cut that so I can pull it off. And let's take these UVs and I'll move them up here. Okay, what are we at? 11 minutes. Okay, and I'm just going to also, I'm looking at the inside of the nose here. And actually there's a nice short section right here. And also I've kind of noticed that as I'm doing this, I have to go and select this on the other side. But if I hold down W and I left click, I can turn on my symmetry. And it's usually on X, so when I select this one, it'll select the one on the other side too. And I can cut them both at the same time. Make this a little bit faster. And let's see what happens when I grab all these UVs and I hit modify and I hit unfold. Okay, so that's taking a bunch of stress out of it. There's still a problem here. See, what if I took my nose and I went in here and I grabbed this edge? So I'm going to double click on one of these edges here, this one, and it grabbed them on both sides, and for some reason it didn't grab the other side up to here, but whatever, I just did it. Didn't unfold it perfectly. I think my model isn't perfectly symmetrical. I'm going to cut that, and then I'm just going to try the unfold again and see if that red on the tip of the nose goes away. Modify, unfold. That's faded quite a bit. Okay, and maybe I should take a look at, so that's helped around the nose. What about the mouth area here? If I take the mouth, and I'm just going to go into the edge, grab the edge loop, and then I'll do a quick trick. If I move my cursor over to this window here, and I hold down Control, and I go to UVs, and then I can, while I'm over here, I can go Grow Selection, holding down Control. Then I'll hit G, and I think I'm just going to go up to, say, maybe there, modify, unfold. There, that actually turned out pretty good. And there's a little bit of stress in the corners of the mouth there, but that's pretty good. I could probably, it's probably faster just to go in here and grab a UV, and grab my move tool. Okay, move tool. Oh, because I got symmetry on. So I'm going to go over here and turn off symmetry W. And symmetry. So when I grab just one, there's my move tool. Also, another thing I could do is if I hold down the tilde key, you can just kind of click on things and move them without, here if I do tilde key and just middle click, move, I can manually kind of nudge these around. And I can get rid of some of this stretching problem. Okay, and these might be folded in on themselves, I'm not sure, so we'll go over here, and again, if I hold down tilde and I middle click, I can move my vertices around without going in and having to select them. It's just a little bit faster. Okay, and what about the eyes? So, and actually there's this thing around the nose too, so maybe I'll grab some of these vertices here. This might be a good excuse to go back to symmetry, turn that on, so I got those, and then if I hit unfold, that's not exactly what I wanted to have happen. So when I'm there and I hit unfold, I guess pack is on that one maybe. If I go here to modify, unfold, just check this out, pack is off when I hit apply. Yeah. So this button is sensitive, so you can have one that's, when you save it, you can have pack on one button and unpack on another one. Let's just go in and grab a few more vertices across here. So grabbed them on the other side, apply, and that got rid of some more stress. And then let's check these eyes here, and I'll go and I'll grab an edge, and I'll grow my selection. Oh, and I forgot to switch to UVs. So if I hold down control over here, UVs, UVs, and then I can grow. I'm just going to grow till I'm out of the red area here, and then when I hit apply, there's taking some stress out for sure. Did it to the other side too. And if I go in here to UVs and I hit unfold, yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of some of there, because I noticed I was trying to do some work with this and the textures were just stretching and causing me grief. Okay, what about this? Okay, and I could nudge them around a little bit. I can also go in here and I can grab, say, one UV. I got the move tool on. Maybe I'm going to turn off my symmetry again. Can I do that from here? Nope. So if I hold down W, I'm here. No. Over here, though, symmetry, symmetry. Done. I have one UV selected. I can hit the soft selection. Whoop. It's very sensitive. There. So I can do there. And then I can kind of pull this down a little bit. Okay. And I'm just trying to make it so I can, this texture space down here at the bottom is being used. And here I'm just going to make that very sensitive when I middle click. Okay, but I get, like I said, more texture space. I'm going to go over here, do the same thing, pull this here. Boop. Should I select this one and this one? And that one. Pull this up. Maybe grab this one and this one. Okay, and I'll say that's good enough for now. I could probably spend some more time in here. Let's turn off B. And again, I could be doing the tilde thing too, where I go in here and if you deselect everything and middle click close to it, pull it down. Okay. I'm going to call that one good for now. Anything else I want to do? No. Let's just go in here and grab these UVs, and I'm going to go ahead and hit modify, normalize, and then I'm going to move this over one, and I'm just going to scale it in just a teensy bit. So now we've done all this, and I've taken my character and moved them out into 4 different Udims. Now what I can do, so I can get more texture onto these things, but I've already got a texture made for this character. Okay, I'm just going to go and take this and go File, Export, Selection. We'll call this one Body 4. Okay, and now I'm going to go over to Zbrush. And in Zbrush here, I was playing around here doing some experiments, so I'm just going to get rid of this. Gone. And I'll go in here and I'll get the Polymesh 3D, the little star, and immediately hit Edit. Something else that's kind of interesting to note is that the cursor is white at this stage. As soon as you turn Edit on, it turns red. That means it's good. Good to go. Okay, and I'm going to go over here to Import. And I'm going to import in, where the hell am I? I'm going to go and import in this John Oliver thing. Okay, so I'm going to go into Scenes and Body 3. So there's that first body that I had. Okay, and here let's just switch this so we got, say, skin shade on or something like that. Okay, and I'm just going to check on this. If I get to texture and I go to texture and I hit import and we're in the same place, I'm just going to go to source images. And which freaking one is it? It's going to be the John Oliver color, I do believe. There it is. And probably if I apply it right now, if I go over here to the texture map section and I click on it, it's not going to match because it's upside down. So I have to go back here to texture, and I'm going to flip it. Okay, so it's flipped there, and then I have to reassign it. It should match perfectly with my first UVs. Just remember the ZBrush always flips them vertically when you come from Maya. Just a weird thing it does. Okay, and I can go up the subdivision levels. Well, I don't have any subdivision levels, so I'm going to go to geometry, and I'll hit divide, 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 divide. Yep, 2.5 million. Let's go to 10. Do I need more than that? I don't know if I actually need more than that. I think the texture, if I was looking at it, I don't remember what the size is. I think it might be a 4K. And is it a 4K? Does it tell me when I hesitate over it? There it is, a 4K. So that means I need 16 million polys, roughly, in order for this to transfer over accurately. So I am going to go do one more. So I'm going to go up into geometry, and I'm going to hit divide. 4,000 times 4,096 times 4,096 is a little over 16 million. So that means these polys, when I go over and I do my little trick I'm about to do, they're going to need at least 16 million polys. That's why I went to 35, because just under 9 wasn't enough. I'd lose quality. Here I'm not going to gain any quality, but I'm not going to lose anything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the polypaint section, and I'm going to say polypaint from texture, and mRGB is off, so actually I probably only need RGB, red, green, blue. So I'm going to do polypaint from texture. Bloop. It's going to take a second, and it's going to think. Okay, and it just thought. And now I'm going to go back down subdivision levels. So I'm going to go here to geometry, go down to my lowest subdivision level. And remember, if I take a look here in my texture map, no, in my UV map, I hit morph UV, there's the old UV layout. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to import, and I'll import in, where the hell are my source images? So I flip over into scenes, and I bring in body number 4, and I open it. This is the new UV layout. Okay, all the Udims are on top of each other. We don't care about that right now. So I got that new one in. If I go and I hit D and I go up to subdivision levels, it's going to take a second. Subdividing the geometry. Okay, I did it. I keep going up levels. I'm just hitting D, going up the levels. So we have successfully gone over and changed my UV maps, and I've still kept all of my color information. Okay, I'm at 35 million. So now this is going to take me to part 2 of this tutorial, because I've just switched the UVs, and now I could take this into Mari and play with the Udims and get a higher quality texture out of the whole thing. So that's my goal. Trying to think if there's anything else exciting about this. I might even do things if I had done any modeling to this one. I could go over and bring over displacement maps. And I think what I'll do is I'll do a bit of that, but I'll come back for a second video. So I'm going to stop this here.